What else you got for us there?
Would you rather be the ugliest person in the world or smell the worst?
Damn.
That's a
Damn.
Well, by ugly, does that mean like deformations
Okay,
and
hold up. Can I
disfigurations
do
and stuff like
something
that,
about
or
the
does
smell?
No, these are things that are just biologically.
Just no matter how much you tomato juice your stank, it's fucking there.
Something inside you is not right.
Okay, so
Some inside.
All right. First things first. Nico isn't here this week because he had a passing in his family. His family's dog of I think 13 years passed away. We're all dog owners, so we're just gonna take a quick couple seconds of silence for that. Hello and welcome to another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. I'm Freddie P, back in the place to be. Dan's back. Producer Zach's back behind the camera, and we are joined in Nico's spot by Colt this week. Colt's a co-worker of mine that we actually went to junior high together, but we reconvened working back where we work. And we're both just dudes that are relatively cut from the same cloth, even though his is a little rougher around the edges. Yeah, we got a bunch of drugs to do this week, so it's gonna get real smoky in here this week. We got we're smoking a blunt right now of some LA Kush, and we got a bunch of dabs that we're gonna try out. Yeah, welcome to this week's podcast. If you have no interest in marijuana or marijuana extracts, we'll see you next week.
That's probably fair.
How's everybody else besides getting ready to get high?
are good. Just doing my weekly reminder for Fred to tell everyone to like, subscribe, comment, share, rate, whatever you got to do.
That's like the most important thing, and I'd never say it.
When I did my vlogging stuff, I never did either. It is what it is. It's too hard.
Fred
to
always
remember
means
all the
to.
time.
You just forget. So
Yeah, I have the intentions to. I just never think of it. And Colt, welcome to 7 Days Makes 1 Week. You have anything to say for yourself?
Thanks, sir. It's going to be one hell of a day here. I think we're going to get super high, and it's going to be fun. Talk about some marijuana extracts, whatever else fuck comes up.
Zach, you got anything to add before we get started here?
Not really. Go for it, man.
All right. So one of Colt's kind of side jobs is that being involved in the industry as much as he is and having the sort of taste that he does, certain companies will ask him to kind of be like a taste tester. And then since he's a friend of mine and he knows that I dab a lot, he recently asked me if I wanted to help him test some of these things just as a second opinion. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then I was like, well, fuck. Let's do this a little bit on the pod because I think it'll be a little bit of cool content. So here we are. Explain what we got going on here, Colt.
So we got 12 different dabs today. From 9 of them are from one company, 3 are from another. All extracts, live resin, diamonds, sauces. Basically just looking for taste, what effects it gives you, what you feel, I guess, what you feel, what grade it is, kind of that.
what scale is the grade going to be on?
Low, mid, trips, quads, kind of the, typical
Classic
stoner shit.
cannabis.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Is it a numerical or alphabetical scale? Like 1 to 10 or A, B,
No,
C?
no.
He just kind of went
Lows,
through it.
mids, trips,
Okay.
quads.
So
It's like
Oh, yeah,
beef.
explain
Triple A
explain
beef
that.
and stuff
Explain
like that,
to
you
the
know?
people that might not be high.
Yeah,
in the
it's like
weed
getting
culture.
an A, a B, a C, or a D, right? So you got your lows, which is like your dirt weed. Your mids.
Remember in Half Baked when the dealer on the bike comes to him, he's like, "You want the highs, the mids, the lows." So that's where it started in like the '90s, and then it evolved to.
Your lows being dirt weeds, your mids being kind of your regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill weed. Your trips are kind of like your more, it'll get it done for the day and it'll all be happy. Your quads is like, I'm going to sit on the couch and be absolutely just destroyed, and that's what most people are looking for these days.
I mean, there's probably even a level above quads now, because like I know I can speak for all of us. We know dudes that'll sell weed that's fucking crazy. It's probably the most expensive weed you ever bought. But I always see those guys being like, if everyone smokes quads, what do I have? What is this? If that is a quad, what is this? This has got to be like a 5.
Yeah, those are the exotics.
Exotics and stuff,
The
yeah.
craft.
Yeah,
real
the craft
cannabis of
batches,
the
yeah.
inner circle of the breeders. Like those are
Exactly.
the genetics that you can't get.
Yeah,
Like, you
limited
really gotta
cuts
know
and
somebody.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy
like
phenos.
the amount, like they'll only grow a pound and only a quarter pound's ready for sale. The rest is already spoken for by homies.
Well, no, you know you got a good craft cannabis plug when you can choose different phenotypes of the same strain, different crosses. You know, when somebody is in their breeding phase and they're trying to figure out what cross they want to use, you know, they're crossing all these different, like they're crossing these strains, and they all put all these different seeds out, and each plant is going to come up with a slightly different pheno. You know, each plant, just like you and your siblings are not exactly identical, come from the same parents. You have
Yeah, if
different
anyone
traits.
remembers like Bio 11, I think they teach you that in high school with the graph and how traits are dominant and recessive. The same thing applies for weed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can have the same cross where you cross the same plants, and the same seeds come from the same plant, but the seeds will pop out different. Plants will have different colors. Some will have different bud structure, different terps. You know, like there's all these different traits that are different among the same seed from the same plant, but it's a different seed, right? So like.
And the the year I've been working at the company I work for, the marijuana plant is so like vast and so finicky, and there's so many things. I'm not even like, I'm only talking about like using it as a drug or a medicine. I'm not even talking about using hemp and all that whole fucking thing. Like that's
The amount of derivatives that you can get from cannabis in itself is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even the weed, hash, extracts, would be like the three, but then there's like fucking, I can even think of how many underneath, at least like 30.
Well, and there's so many different ways to make hash, right? Like so that you can get to the
bubble
same-
hash, finger hash,
Yeah, it's
live resin, HT. I don't even know how to separate them sometimes. I'm like, man, this is too much. Do you have one of these that you would like prefer? I know that they're the two companies, and we're not gonna name names here, but Dan had heard of at least the one company that I had mentioned. Do you know of those ones? Would we have heard of the other one?
I don't think so. No, I think these guys are gonna be heavy hitters here soon. I think they've either expanded into the legal market already, or like
They're on the cusp.
Yeah, they're there for sure.
They're far in their licensing process. The application's
They
been
probably
approved and
already
shit.
have it. They're just trying to finalize their products and make sure that it's what the public wants.
And gets
As where
approved for
some of
Health
it right
Canada.
now out there is just on the legal market is funky. Some
Oh,
of it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
Some of it though is some good stuff.
Yeah, like depends. But those are like the real expensive, real hard to find stuff. That's the stuff you
The
can't
ones
get
that
at your
aren't in
local
stores
dispensary.
anymore. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's some good stuff. There's a real nice hash maker out in Ontario that is in the legal market. I think Perseus is the name or something like that. I'll have to double check. They make some real nice hash. So if you ever see that in stores, it's like a little purple packaging. I'll find the name before the podcast ends.
Sweet.
And I'll let y'all know. But it's a real nice hash.
How many examples of different derivatives do you have here? Do we have a live resin,
So we got a sauce.
a terp sauce? I believe they usually call that. So that's
yeah,
going to be
it's-
high in terpenes. Lower
Yeah, that'll
in
be your
THC.
HTFSE or high terpene full spectrum extract. We got some diamonds, which
Hold on. High terpene full spectrum extract.
Yeah.
Explain what that means.
So basically, it's just pulling every terp from that plant. They still have cannabinoids in it. It's
So
just
all plants have terpenes, and it's usually what gives like the flavor. Like a vanilla could be a terpene, correct? Or
Yeah.
Citrus, like a lemon.
yeah. It's like
which would be very
limonene.
prevalent in like those plants in a lemon tree, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
In weed, you can get very small amounts of these different terpenes, and that's how you can have lemony weed or like grassy tasting weed or berry tasting weed, right?
I like it when it's like nutty, like like a nice walnut or hazelnut. Like with this, some cushions give me a real nice like.
So you kind of like the more earthy, woody stuff.
Yeah, like that's what I like in a nice heavy like indica, a nice kush. That's what I'm looking for. If I'm not looking for a nice hybrid, I love the creaminess of like an ice cream cake or any of the gelatos.
Gelato's a fire strain.
And then for anything sativa, I don't know, lemon just knocks like lemonine, kicks it like out of the park every single time, man. It's just,
Anything that has, I think, like a citrus zest in it.
Yeah,
is
it's
orange,
crazy.
lemon, grapefruit, papaya.
The best one I've ever had, orange-wise, was a Tangy, which was 24K gold out in Amsterdam, and it's a Tangy cross, right? And like,
Yeah,
man,
Dan's
nothing beats
from
that, bro.
Germany, so he's been to Amsterdam a few
Yeah,
times.
been to a couple over there and stuff like that to judge, and
Nice.
it's been good. Yeah. Shout out.
So sorry, I did kind of interrupt, and then we got back. So that's a high terpene full spectrum extract. So now we know what terpenes are. Continue on our education of that. I'm good on that.
So this one's probably cached anyways. We'll fuck that one a little more. There's always more. All right. So this one is going to be a diamond.
Hold on. A high terpene full spectrum extract. So that's high in flavor, which is terpenes.
Correct.
What's a full spectrum extract?
That's the full, all the terpenes.
That's everything. So it's been extracted from through a hydrocarbon process, probably, or a full distillation. Depends, I guess. You can separate your terps from your cannabinoids. They'll separate.
Yeah, sorry. We should even explain what we're even getting ready to dab, because there might be some people out there that really have no idea what we're talking about. There's a process which you can take plant matter, flower, as most people understand marijuana to be, and you extract the THC, which is why we call these extractions. There's a chemical process. At this point in the game, there's full laboratory setup. Pretty much think of like Breaking Bad laboratories, where they take the plant matter and there's quite a few solvents you can use and a couple different processes you can do. We don't want to get into all that, but you can use. I'm sure we will through some of these different processes, and you can extract the THC. So there's no plant matter. All you're smoking is THC. Or terpenes or sauce, which we'll elaborate more on. But that's what we're doing. That's what concentrates are. That's the process that we're getting. So this high terpene full spectrum extract, you're extracting all of the terpenes in this process, whereas some of these you're not doing that.
Different processes of extraction have different levels of abrasiveness that kill the terpenes. So depending on how you extract stuff, you will cook your terpenes, so you won't be as terpy with the final product. Like if you're using heat extraction, like if you're pressing like weed and stuff, like if you're using
like
too high of a temperature,
flower rosin.
Yeah, so you can melt, like you can cook your terps, where like you burning it essentially, right? So like same
because
as,
the terpenes burning temperature is lower than the cannabinoids and the THC, so you're keeping that, but you're burning off terpenes.
Yeah, to a degree, and it's just like heat can do like. Heat induces chemical changes, right? So like it's like just like if you make food and then you reheat it later, it's never as good as it was fresh, type of thing, right? So the same thing. You can, if you're like already half heating up the terpenes, like you're half using it. That as well,
I
right?
see what you're saying.
I'm trying to relate it to people who don't.
It's hard to explain to people
exactly.
that don't smoke.
It's a science, like legit.
It's like I don't know, it's like either baking that amount of perfect time or over baking. You're gonna get that different flavor profile, the different texture. Like it's
like baking cookies. You can fuck it up. Some people say it's super easy, but it's not. There's a lot of shit you can fuck up.
Yeah, and like when you're cooking a soup or you're reducing something, right? Like you can over reduce, or like it's just like that, right? You can, if you cook something too long, too little, or too high temp, all those things will affect your final product. And that's the same thing with doing any cannabis extraction.
Perfect.
The whole process can be messed up by one small factor.
So we got the full or the high terpene full spectrum extract. So that's gonna be a little. I mean, when I say lower in THC, we're talking still in the high 90s here, right? Or at least in the 90%, 80%.
Well, that's a lot of cannabinoids, right? So like THC is a cannabinoid, but like there's.
Well, THC or THCA, that's usually what they say that gets you high, right?
Yeah, but then you have your D8s, your D9s,
CBG, and everything else.
Yeah, so there's like
100
you guys
plus
both just got the
things
three fingers and you didn't even say the same thing.
Yeah, it's
like 100 different
different
things that are in
yeah,
there, right? Like
that's
our whole body has an endocannabinoid system. So we have a whole receptor system that can receive all these cannabinoids. So like we're bred to, like we have a whole, sorry, Mike, we have a whole like not nervous system, but the receptor system that for our nervous system and everything else that like not nervous system, our body that feeds
like
off of these things, right? Yeah, like like you have different enzymes in your stomach that are for different proteins to break those down. Yeah. We have these things for all these cannabinoids, right? Where we receive them and we can actually do something with
edibles, right? Because whatever in my stomach.
Yeah, I'm sure that
something
can
about a certain
affect
cannabinoid in some people's stomach or something. I don't know. I've just heard that.
The thing is with edibles, your liver processes them, right? So if your liver's not working or processes things differently, that's why for cannabis, and everybody's different, right? So your cannabinoid receptors for the lowest weed for somebody could be the highest for somebody else.
Yeah, like Nico, I've done Nico doesn't smoke as much weed anymore, but him and I used to, like, if there's a joint, he'll smoke it, no fucking problem. We used to smoke all the fucking weed. And probably, when was that time you guys did edibles together? Was that like a year ago, 2 years ago?
Oh, when he fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
That would have been probably close to 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
I want to say probably a solid 3 years.
I hadn't talked to him all day, and he texted me. He's like, yeah, I think he phoned me. He phoned me. He's like, yo, man, what are you doing right now? I was like, I'm just sitting at home chilling. He's like, bro, can you come pick me up? I'm like, what, have you been drinking? He's like, no, I ate an edible. I was like, what? Like, dude, you fucking smoke weed like a chimney. What the fuck are you talking about? I was like, what, do you have like 100 milligrams? He's like, it was like 10 or 20 or something. I was like, what the fuck?
It was 25 milligrams, and I think he had a beer or two because I had people over for supper. We had like an entire whole other night while he slept on the couch. He was just, if we wanted to, we could have been taking photo shots with him. Like, he was out, and we had our night continued on. And
25 milligrams?
He was
I think it was 25
fucking
milligrams.
mangled,
Yeah.
man.
How?
Even the next day, I talked to him. He's like, nah, I was like, dude, I understand you're hanging out with friends. If whenever you want to go, give me a call. I'll come pick you up, dude. No, I'm like, I'm that guy. You need a ride, I'll come pick you up. No fucking problem. I'm not gonna ask you. I'm not whatever. I never heard from him, so I assumed he figured it out. And then yeah, he was like, I ended up just falling asleep on the couch and leaving at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, that's fine. And then that's when I started asking, like, how big was this edible? And yeah, it wasn't even that big, but like he gets mangled from edibles. And you've given me 300 in one sitting. Boom, no problem. I don't get it, but
Yeah, I used to eat probably close to 2,000 milligrams a day. Most of the days back in the day, I used to have a similar opportunity to this gentleman where I was able to try edibles instead of
yeah, I remember
extracts.
those days. That's right.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I met you, you had a lot of edibles.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's how I've done hundreds in a day. People are like, you've never done 1,000. I was like, bro, I will phone my friend right motherfucking now. Like, I have done 1,000 in a day.
Yeah, I used to eat these 450 milligram cookies like it was nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah, back
was-
when you had all those, you'd go to Dan's house and he would just give you like 6, like there was 3 pieces of chocolate and it was 100, 100, 100. And he would just give you 6, like someone just like has chocolates on a table when you show up at their house, or Skittles or whatever.
I
You'd be
see.
like,
I feel
yeah.
if you got a high tolerancy for edibles, then yeah, I'm like that too. Like a couple weeks ago, I drank 1,000 milligrams, and
nice.
That's syrup. You
Yeah.
look different,
I used to-
but
yeah.
the same.
Yeah, I used to have syrup.
What's the drink thing? Because I've ingested it via drink before, and I enjoyed that. So what's this drink thing?
Well, this is
Well,
the cannaline.
yeah,
is what
so
we're
it's
talking about.
it's
Yeah,
cannaline.
so syrup.
What,
So
so
it's-
it's still weed though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
instead of
They
being
just
like
play
instead
off
of
the
being
name.
lean,
Oh,
yeah, it's just
okay.
a
And it
play off
comes
the
like
name.
that, or you have to make it yourself.
No, it's not.
comes-
You're
it
thinking of a
literally
powder,
looks
right?
like lean,
Oh,
but it's just like 1,000 milligrams of THC, no promethazine.
and you just
or
mix
codeine
it
or
in
whatever.
with water.
No, you
I
put it in your
used-
Sprite.
no, you
and
just-
shit.
yeah,
Sprite.
I don't know.
I used Sprite the one time just because like you had to because it was lean. But to be honest with you, the one that I would get from you, it was like a strawberry taste. I put it in milk a couple times and it was lit. I had
Yeah, make strawberry
That
milk.
sounds
strawberry
pretty
milk
good.
like I was a little kid. It was fucking great.
I just drank it straight, and it was like cherry flavored or something. It basically like it's got like the same consistency, maybe a little thicker than like cough syrup when you
Yeah.
just take a drink, but it's yeah,
good.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Man, the best one of those I've ever had was in Amsterdam at the cup. It was vanilla flavor. I did not see vanilla flavor up until that point for like the syrups in my life, and like that was fire, man. Like a proper vanilla extract, ooh, gets you lit. Put that in the Sprite. Oh man, it's a good cup.
But yeah, no, it's not actual lean. It's just playing off like the hype that lean's a cool thing.
basically
or
just
whatever.
the shit pile of sugar and THC.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say it's pretty much just sugar
it's
syrup
pancake
with
syrup
THC.
with some
Yeah.
THC in it. Yeah.
I was
Food
gonna
coloring
say that.
probably to make it.
And
whatever
where does
color you want.
one procure such an item? It's like it's not.
You get
All of us just
you get gifted such an item, you know,
Okay.
when you're friends with people.
Fair enough.
You
It's
get
not
gifts.
what I'm saying is I can't go get it at the dispensary, right? Because they can only
no, that
send,
would
No.
be
Not
way
yet.
more than what
they,
they
No.
could sell.
they only send 10 or sell 10 those 10 milligram drinks. And I'll
Yeah.
be honest, I had one of those once, and I got pretty fucking baked.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Like somebody I know will say, like they take 10 milligrams and like they're ready to fall asleep.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
Some
night-
people though, like myself and this guy, obviously, we can make 2,000, 3,000, and we're like ready to go for the night. Like that's just the starter. Like we can just continuously go.
And honestly, I would take 1,000, and it's not even that. I'm like, I will literally feel nothing.
the max I've ever had at one time is 50 milligrams, and the most I've ever taken in a day is I think 80 milligrams.
Damn.
And but because I like to have this beautiful idea in my mind that I'll eat an edible, sit on the couch, and play video games for like 6 hours. Or
Yeah,
an
yeah.
hour when I ever have some free time. An hour in, I'm just getting droopy. And then by the time an hour and a half rolls around, I'm falling asleep and I've died 30 times in the game. And then it's just
For some people, it's like that though, right?
Yeah.
Like it's.
yeah.
But there's other people too that, believe it or not, they ingest small amounts, like they microdose THC instead of psilocybin,
Yeah.
and it almost acts the same for them. Like it can help them
Helps their
hyper
mood and
focus.
stuff.
It can
Yeah.
calm them down. I don't know. It's weird for some people. For me, I
Yeah, I
just
know
like
a lot
getting
of
fucked
people are
up.
like, oh, I have to study. I'm gonna get high so I can focus. I'm like, man, if I get high and try and study, I'm gonna be listening to, I don't know, somebody shortly. I'm not studying at all. I'm gonna be just listening to music, chilling.
Well, and just like the people that smoke heavy right before a workout, I'm like, how are you smoking this much and then going on a 30-minute run? Like, dog, like, I don't get that. Like,
I got friends like that. The thing about the people when it comes to the workout thing is like, you just have to make working out more of a habit in your life than smoking. Like, it's weird, and this doesn't apply for everybody. I know some people that are massive stoners that got into working out and they would get super high and then go work out, but usually they don't really last. It's like other people. They're trying to get in shape and then they fall off. My one friend sent me this TikTok one time where this guy was massively obese, and his trainer told him, you go to the gym, and for the first, I don't know if it was 2 weeks, a month, whatever, you do or it was 5 minutes on the treadmill. That's it. You walk in, you do 5 minutes on the treadmill, and you leave. And the guy's like, man, I'm not going to get any results. He's like, at this point, we're just working on building the habit of you go. If I send you to the gym and murder you, you're never going to want to go there again. Ever in your life. You're going to fucking hate that place. But if you get into the habit of going, you do 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He goes, by the time, it's just part of your day. You don't think about not doing that. So, like, I used to know some, like, collegiate basketball players and shit that we would smoke, like, fat fucking backwoods. And we'd go to the gym and they'd be killing it. And if we were just smoking, playing dominoes and shit, their girlfriends would laugh all the time. They'd be like, when you get high, I can't even tell. She's like, they're like, oh, I don't like when you come over because they're going to be sleeping. They've been like 45 minutes and you're going to leave. And they're just going to be sleeping. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. But then those same guys would smoke weed with me and we'd go to the gym and they would be fucking like, doing personal best and shit, killing it. Just because, like, I'm used to just sitting around smoking weed. I've done that for years. These guys are used to going to the gym. So going to the gym super fucking high is nothing to them. They're basketball players. That's what they do.
yeah, like when I play video games and I take a nice, like if I'm getting amped up, if I'm doing well in the video game and I take a dab, it feeds into that, right? It's what you're feeling, right? So like if that's my habit, right? Play video games. So if you're
My buddy Dexter used to call that his super getting high powers.
Super getting high.
hey man, I know, but like that's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's an indica, a sativa, a hybrid, whatever, right? Like it's gonna pump me up no matter what because, like you said, like that's my habit, right? So
That's
you're in a
the
habit of
mushroom
there.
in Mario,
and the
dude.
THC is exactly. It's just helping you be the better version of yourself in that sense.
Exactly. So we're lazier guys. We get weed. We want to chill, smoke, play video games. With those guys, like, they're huge, dude. Like, that's when I was, like, the biggest I was. Because going to the gym with them, I'd, like, be getting high and, like, trying to curl something. And they'd be like, Fred, I just saw you lift 10 of those and you didn't even strain. What the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here? You might as well go home.
Those are the guys you need though in the gym, because like I worked out with a buddy for a while and like he was doing the same thing for months at a time
Yes.
until I got in there and I was like, yo man, like there's no point in you doing this. You're making no progress whatsoever. You're staying at
Stagnant.
like you're consistent. You're not moving anywhere. But if you're trying to lift more, like I know you're not trying to be a bodybuilder, but
Get bigger.
yeah.
You can get bigger without being a bodybuilder.
Yeah, and like you don't need to get to some like thing where you're so yoked out you can't
even
turn
wipe
around
your
and
own
wipe
ass,
your
yeah.
ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're thinking the same thing here, right?
Always.
Like you don't need to be like that, or like where you can't even like scratch your own back because your
Yeah.
traps are touching your ear when you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's those guys like that are like, fuck man, what? Like just relax, chill the fuck out. There's like.
Go play some video games.
Yeah,
bro.
go play some fucking video games, like drink some G Fuel, fucking talk to Gymshark for a sponsorship, okay? Do that. Fuck me.
So anyway, we got super sidetracked there, but that's just the way we go. So we had high terpene full spectrum extracts. What else do we got there?
All right, next one is going to be diamonds, which is going to be THCA, but Some people also say it's an HCFSE, which is a high cannabinoid full spectrum extract.
Okay, so same thing, but cannabinoids are high instead of terpenes.
Correct.
And what would you like? There's a consistency difference between the two, right? We'll like take some pictures or something maybe to post up real quick as we intro these things. But the diamonds are usually more. I mean, sometimes they literally look like a very, very cloudy diamond.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a crystal structure. It's a
Crystal-
pure chemical extract, right? Like
Yeah, so it's an easy thing to distinguish the two is if you look up, I guess, like diamonds on Google, I don't know, whatever you want to do your thing. You'll see a picture of them where they actually use pressure to separate the THCA and the terpenes, and then they just strain them apart from each other.
So yeah, that will have a little bit less taste. There won't be as much terpenes in it, but you'll get a little bit more high usually.
Correct.
Yes.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
That's why for retail, they usually have a mix of both. Like there's a little bit of diamonds, and then you can put some sauce. Like back in the day,
Yeah.
that's my favorite mix at least. Because then you have all the terpenes.
Yeah, you get the best
And
of both
it's
worlds.
exactly-
You can
right?
bust
Yeah.
the diamond apart and take a little scoop.
But I
and
think
get
if you go to
both.
the dispensary and you buy diamonds, they're just pure diamonds, right?
Sometimes they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Other times there are terps added to them, natural terps.
Okay.
Or sometimes they use botanical terps as well. The botanical is it's just pulled from a different plant. That's it. You know, it's still derived from a plant.
Yeah, it's still natural. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not from the same family, I guess.
Yeah.
Do we have any other different consistencies?
I believe there's a live rosin in here.
So what
Live
would
rosin
be-
or live resin?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one.
Those are two different things.
What does that? What does that mean? Live? It's still.
Live is usually fresh frozen. So like that stuff that like as soon as you chop the plant, you throw it in the freezer and you let it cure and dry in that process essentially. Like so like you're freezing the terps from like when you're just like your food gets flash frozen, and that's how it's supposed to be tastier than like a regular generic frozen food because like
I think that was a rosin.
yeah. Looks like it.
Yeah.
Um
Have a look at that.
It's so like it's just you're freezing the plant as soon as you chop it so that like it stays as fresh as possible, so you have the highest terpene because like the max terps you'll ever get is if you technically pluck the fresh bud off something and you smoke that, but you can't really do that because it's not dry, right? It's a fresh wet plant. It's just like wet leaves don't burn, same shit. You don't smoke fresh tobacco plant, you gotta cure it. But yeah, so for anything that's live it's usually fresh frozen.
Yeah, flash
plants,
sometimes,
yeah,
most
exactly.
of the time. They'll go in a freeze dryer, they'll freeze it out after it's been pulled and washed. That's like kind of a bubble hash process too, but
Yeah.
So after you freeze it, you wash it with water, and that grabs all of the THC off of it. Correct?
well, you want to freeze it though, so it depending on what you have, whether it's trim or bud or whatever it is, you gotta freeze it and make sure as soon as it's frozen, and then you gotta mix it with ice, whatever.
Dry
pull the-
ice usually.
Yeah, and then wash it, and and all those like all the what's the word I'm looking for?
The THC heads, like the trichome heads.
Yeah, all the trichomes will break off the plant itself, and then
Because it's frozen, right? So
Yeah.
If you flash froze your hand and you flick your finger, it would snap off, right? So
Yeah.
same
yeah,
concept.
same thing. And then they pull that from it. Some guys, I don't know anybody that does it, but some guys will reuse the plant afterwards after they dry it out, which is just for whatever, probably their low end, whatever they want to do with
The
it,
stuff in the
edibles,
bag.
whatever. Possibly, I don't know. I don't know.
Because there's still THC within the bud structure. It's just you're just essentially like when you see a really nice bud, you see how shiny
How
it is. That's your
caked up it
trichome
can
heads.
be, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's all dust. So it's dust. It's like some people used to shake their cannabis, and then like so that would like the THC would fall off, so the trichomes would fall off, and then they'd use that to make hash or smoke that themselves or whatever. Same concept, right? So like when you're washing it, you can dry it out after, and it's still gonna have THC in it. It's just not gonna be nearly as potent as it was.
Do we have any other consistencies?
I think there's a crumble here too.
Ooh, nice crumble wax.
It might be crumble words. I don't know if this one was crumble. Honestly, there was too many to just distinguish all.
No, that's fair, man. We'll smoke it. I don't even care.
I think this one's more of just like a caviar. Yeah, I think this is more of caviar.
Nice.
That one too.
You guys explain what a caviar is?
Oh yeah, that's nice.
See, that's why I had to bring these guys. 'cause I don't-
Yeah, it's
You asked me, I don't
so
fucking know.
caviar is kind of like in between like a sauce and a diamonds. It's kind of that structure that it's a little more, I guess, unstable I'm not really sure how you would explain this.
Unrefined, is it?
Yeah, I think so. It's not as refined as the diamonds, so they're not pure. They'll fall apart. There's still a lot of terps in them. Like as you can, like if you look at these two, which I'm sure you guys can put up photos. Like the diamonds are way more white than what the caviar is because it still holds quite a bit of terpene content.
Yeah, the separation is more complete, so
Yeah.
it's more pure in the diamond form than in the caviar.
So that's another one. That's 4 already. How many more you want to go for?
Well, I don't know. I want to get to the smoke in here. I thought we'd only have a couple.
No. This one I think is another caviar, so we'll skip that
Well,
one.
yeah. What
I
are the
think that
different-
one's another live. This one's a sauce and diamonds.
Okay, so that's like one of the
combo.
mixes.
Yeah, that's one of the combo ones. It actually smells really gassy. Smell that? That's fucking fire. And then we got a couple of butters.
Oh.
Butters are a little more, I guess, waxy and
Definitely more unstable. in that
yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah, that one does have a really potent smell. All right, well, fuck it. Let's get started here.
All right. Well, fuck. What do you want to do first?
Apologies to all the viewers on the cannabis education today.
Oh, hey. I
Yeah,
gave
I'm
him a
sure we're gonna get
disclaimer.
no. I think we're gonna get absolutely grilled if anybody that does know marijuana. They're just gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
like,
they're,
"Fuck,
they're
these
gonna
guys
poke
are-"
my holes. Yeah, they're gonna poke holes
Oh,
in all
yeah.
of our
Oh, fuck
stories
it.
and our
100%.
They
explanations.
can bring a bunch of extracts
sorry.
next time. We'll smoke those too.
I don't do this for a living. I'm just
Yeah, it's-
I'm just a connoisseur.
Exactly. I'm just the guy that they give stuff to test to because I have
That was a
a
basic
strong
knowledge.
taste. Yeah.
I'm sure the people.
Anybody that doesn't know anything
about.
about marijuana is like, okay, these guys know a little bit. Anybody that does know, they're probably like, yeah, they're just a bunch of fucking stoners trying to make
Trying to
sense.
Explain some shit. Yeah.
All right, well, pick one to start here. Which one of your preferred favorites or whatever?
Give her.
Let's
Reach
start
over.
with that super gassy one.
All right, let's do that.
Ooh, diamond sauce mix.
And our producer Zach has never taken a dab from. What did you say it was? Sorry.
Oh, I've just never used a dab rig before.
Yeah.
Or
so
taken like an official.
a real dab.
Yeah, like a textbook dab, I guess you could say.
So we're gonna feed him one off camera, and we'll get his live reaction.
I can't be. Don't do that. No, I gotta drive out somewhere later on. No, you're good.
So these are some of the ones that you preferred out of the samples that you had been given. What were some of like the negative things out of some of the ones that you had gotten that you're not a fan of?
Quite a few of them, it tasted like burnt flour. They were probably closer to the end of the runs, or material, like the original material that was used probably wasn't as good as some of the other stuff. But, I mean, they're still, for most people, they're still smokable. They'd absolutely smoke them. It's just for myself, I have I guess a higher standard because I've been smoking for quite some time. So that's,
It's just like anything, really. Like most people could easily or more easily compare it to like alcohol, right? Like there's different levels of alcohol. If you're a seasoned drinker, you usually, if you're a seasoned drinker, you don't usually go for, the fucking.
I I would compare it more to like the wine standard, like the
wine
that all the wives like rave about in like the whole city, for example. A real wine connoisseur come taste it and be like, "This is dog shit."
Yeah, literal garbage. Yeah,
Like,
wine is a better.
What your average user thinks is amazing. Like a real OG connoisseur will be like, "Meh."
Now,
Yeah.
is there any way for you guys to cleanse your palate between each dab, or is that just too fucking?
Line starts behind me. Fuck it. Pass me that torch.
Depends, because like I'm just gonna have a sip of water or something in between.
Alright.
You're probably best off you having like a pop or something that's abrasive, but you don't want food because that's gonna block your tongue, like your
fair
terpene
enough.
receptors there. Like not terpene receptors, your actual your taste buds. It's gonna block your taste buds.
some people will use ginger too. Apparently ginger between dabs will help. I don't know. I usually just use, pop, whatever.
This is not crystal meth, kids.
Walter White did not supply us with these products today.
That's true. Walter White did not.
That one's really smooth. always really bad at describing the tastes of them. I don't know. I'd say that's kind of like gassy. I always have a hard time describing gas taste because I don't think it actually tastes like gasoline. But that's a very strong taste on that one. I like it though.
Crispy.
Yeah.
What's that thing he's putting on the top?
This is
Yeah.
called a carb cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a carb cap. Sorry. What it really does is just kind of like when you're heating this up, you don't want to overheat it, but at the same time you have to get it to like the right level of heat. So what we did just now is called a cold start, where you put it in when the surface is cold, then you heat it up. You can heat it up warm and then let it cool down, but it's kind of like a little bit tougher to get the best timing because you want to get the perfect temperature to get like the best taste as matched with the most amount of it getting burnt or consumed, not burnt. But if you go too hot, it'll get burnt. So the carb cap kind of helps bounce the heat back down and kind of keep the heat in there.
Well, when you have a carb cap that's designed like this, it has a spinning motion, so it spins your extract in your banger, so it disperses the extract in there over more surface area, so that it uses the heat that's there more efficiently. So you get a much more efficient, much better dab essentially. So it clouds up higher because you're getting more surface area vaporizing the extract at the same time, you know. So that's what it's really there for in this case. And it also something about science, like when you reduce it's a principle when you're reducing your airflow to a smaller surface, like if you have a collector, it speeds up the air. So having that speed up just helps disperse that air like crazy, and I mean the extract like crazy, and make it burn quicker and more smoothly, more efficiently. I hope I said that correctly.
Personally, I would rate that extract pretty highly. If I purchased that and dabbed it, I'd be pretty stoked on my purchase.
So believe it or not, that's actually going to be one of the legal products coming out on the market here.
We can circle back when it's a legal product and we can say which one it was. We can purchase it and dab it again.
I find it to be fairly gassy. Like it smells gassy wise is like strong smelling, nice pungent taste. Like it does smell like a little bit like a gassy, but it's like a gasoline, but it's very faint, but it's there. It's great though.
Gassy and grassy, that's what I get.
Yeah, it's a little bit earthy. Yeah, I think that's from the diamonds themselves. The sauce in there though is just absolutely fire too. That was one of my top ones.
That I was just gonna say.
It was one of my top ones, like in the top three for sure.
If we're gonna build
Yeah,
let's just use
I
a
think that's
scale
gonna
out of
be,
10 as opposed to the lows, mids, trips, quads. Let's just use like a 0 to 10. I'd rate that like a 9.
yeah, it's up there probably like 8 for me, 7.5, 8.
If you don't use
Yeah,
decimal
much more on his
points,
scale.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't have the exotic terps I'm looking for.
It doesn't have like the behind the eye like tingle when
It doesn't
when
hit you
it.
right in the brain. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It doesn't hit you right
Yeah.
there instantly.
I felt really like uplifted after I took that.
No,
I
that's
enjoyed it.
that's why though. That's one of those ones where you're like, I can hit that, and then I feel like I can go do something.
Yeah,
I'm
go
not. I
build a
want to
shed or
sit.
something?
I don't know about building a fucking shed, but like, I could go walk around for a bit, do some
Perfect.
shit.
Well, let's try. We got a bunch here too. Then.
Oh yeah,
Let's
there's
try
fucking
another one here.
Yeah, keep her going. Like, there's no reason not to. We got fucking 11 more, I think. So
Yeah. Well, what's the next one up? You don't have to disperse them all. I can disperse them. Just what's the next one up?
let's go for those diamonds that we found. Let's go for those guys. See how they are.
So this is a THC-A diamond. Are all diamonds THC-A?
Yeah.
So THC-A means activated THC.
Huh?
That,
Yeah, the A is activated.
yeah. So I know that diamond, you do the extraction process, then you let the solution sit, and then literally over time the THC crystallizes, and the longer you let it sit, and the more potent it is, the larger the crystal structure of the diamond can grow, and then that's what we're smoking on now. It's just some THC diamonds. So we'll see how this goes. I still had water in my banger last time.
Really?
Well, yeah, I was like, It would have been perked off now. Yeah, that was a fat one. Cool. You take like half of that.
It's been a minute since I took a hoot out of that rig and that banger. That's
Yeah.
a warm up. Ooh.
I thought you were gonna bring your pineapple. Dan is also a little bit of a rig connoisseur. There's also like a rig.
My collection's
culture.
like a third of what it used to be, but yeah, it's good.
Even when you had pulled that one out, the two of you had started mentioning different artists. I want to say
Yeah, so this is a Hippo glass piece. Shout
Hippo.
out Hippo glass.
HIPPO.
Yep.
You can describe Hippo glass and other stuff while I hit this diamond.
This is actually a UV rig. I forgot to bring the UV torch like an idiot. But when you apply like a UV light to this, the glass changes colors quite dramatically, and it's like fluorescent, like neon. So it's a really cool. It's a really cool rig. I think I bought this thing back in 2017, maybe 2016. And the pineapple rig that Fred was mentioning was a goose glass piece. I think it's number 3. So the third pineapple rig that Goose Glass ever made. It's a actually I don't know if it's the third. Might be the 5th. I have to see. It's a really low number, single digit. It's a frosted pineapple. That thing fucking chugs. It's a chugger. I love that piece. It's my daily driver. I have my Terp Slurper set up on that. I just didn't want to bring that today because that's a pain in the butt. But if you want to get some real terps, hit the Terp Slurper.
I still don't necessarily understand what a Terp Slurper does, to be honest with you.
It's just a barrel, like it's a dish with a barrel. You heat the barrel. It just keeps your extract from heating up before it gets to the like. Essentially, it doesn't allow you to pre-cook your terps before you really are getting the hit. You know, like it's like when you're really inhaling, that's when like the terps are really like lighting up. So that way you have the terpiest dab. I don't know. It's an intricate way of smoking, but it's really difficult in the sense you got to like to keep it clean is harder. It's kind of a pain in the butt. That's why I didn't want to bring it today because I know we'll probably be doing some rapid fire dabs. Fred didn't tell me what was happening today, but he he told me to bring a rig, so I was like, all right, must be serious. So shout out to Fred, thanks for the invite. Shout out to Colt, thanks for sharing the samples. We'll do some good rating today.
No worries, but yeah, I kept. I like to fuck with people like that, kind of. Like when I went to Vancouver with Din a couple months ago, I got told about this like little hole in the wall. What's the right word? Where the hidden bar? What are those called? Where it's a bar that's hidden.
A speakeasy.
A speakeasy. Thank you. There's a speakeasy in Vancouver. If you guys ever go, the name of the place that you go to is the Blind Tiger. But you take the eyes out of both words. So it's missing 2 eyes. Get it? Blind tiger. And there's no eyes. I kind of thought that was clever. But it's a wonton place that's super small. And there's only 6 items on the menu. And you go and you order the number 7. And they open what looks like a cooler door to a kitchen. And you go in. It's a big, big, long room. And it's actually like a super fancy, cool bar in there. And I knew we were going to go there with Din. I knew I was going to take him there. That one's kind of a gas, like
that
a
one smells
taste.
really nice. It smells like weed, that one.
Yeah, it tastes. That one actually really tastes like weed, I feel like. Very greeny. But yeah, like I didn't tell him where we were going at all. I was like, yo, we're just going to this place. And just come with me. And then I was like, we get to the restaurant. And I was like, yo, let's get a number 7. He's like, there's only... Oh, no, I told him. I was like, yo, go order us 2 number 7s. And he's like, there's 6 items on the menu. I was like, dog, go order us 2 number 7s. And he's like, are you fucking with me right now? I was like, bro, have I ever steered you wrong? He's like, no. I'm like, go order us 2 number 7s. Din's like, can I get 2 number 7s? The guy's like, yeah, you and your buddy. He's like, yep, writes our names down on this piece of paper. He's like, all right, just wait a couple minutes. Din's like, what the fuck is going on? And then it all happens like that. So I kind of did the same thing to Dan. I just told him. I was like, bro, on Saturday you're coming back to the pod. Don't make any. Or Sunday you're coming back to the pod. Don't make any plans. Bring a dab rig. And he was like, you're gonna have to tell me more information than that. I was like, well, no, I'm not gonna tell you more information than that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have this settle out and give him such big dabs because fuck me, it's a little tight. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have to take massive dabs.
Well, fuck,
Yeah,
there's so much there. I was like, I spread the
dabs.
wealth, right? So.
Yeah, you don't have to take massive dabs, boys. You get all super fucked up.
It's more fucking just killing.
For the first time, we're gonna have to use the SpongeBob meme. 5 minutes later, we're gonna take a little break for you guys. But sorry, I was coughing / taking a dab while you were describing your rig there. If anyone has seen the Netflix show, what the fuck is it? The one where they blow glass, like Blown Art or fuck man, I can't remember what the title of it's called. But there's a show on Netflix, and the whole premise is watching people blow glass, and they make all these different things. The dab and bong culture is also involved in that, and it's like very massive. There's big players in the game. And they have some people have specific colorways or specific patterns. And if you want to take the time to Google, the most intricate bongs or dabs, there's things that, would take up this whole table. And it almost looks like a glass fucking Hogwarts fucking Lego set. And you're like, wait, that's a rig? And they're like, yeah, you put one little dab here and you smoke it way over there. And it fucking lights up Harry Potter's asshole over there. And comes this way and that way. And they're fucking crazy. But, I mean, they would be like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, there's a guy that makes some really crazy dragons, that are dab rigs. Skaz Glass. Absolutely insane. Some of his stuff is, he goes from graphite, marble, it's all glass, but his color patterns are absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it, but his stuff, I think, starts at, 6,000 maybe plus, all the way up to $50,000. It's wow.
Starts that high, right? So you can't even get one without spending the money.
Yeah, I don't even think you can get one without spending the money 3 years prior to ordering from this guy. I only know one. I talked to one person. I don't know them. I talked to one person that has a piece from him, and it was a gifted piece. And yeah, I've tried DMing the guy for years, can't even get through to him.
Yeah, there's some real exclusive glass blowers. Sorry. Action Bronson has or had, I don't know if he still has it, a really nice glass collection, and yeah, Burner's starting to get into it. Oh, I'm dying, boys. Give me a second.
Some people that aren't even involved in the marijuana culture collect glass pieces that are rigs, bongs, whatever.
Just to have them.
Some of them are that intricate, and there's probably $1 million pieces out there that, I mean, I wouldn't pay that for a piece of glass, but
it's only worth what someone would pay, right?
Yeah, but I mean, in the art sense, it's to an
Same
artist.
Thing, you and I wouldn't pay $1 million for a painting that they say is worth $1 million either. We'd be like, get fucked.
Well, for art, right, though, it's
an investment.
It's an investment. But if,
maybe
say,
that's a bad example, actually,
if you take, it depends on what people like for art, too. If you smash a glass and that's your anger or your passion, and then you take a photo of it or box it or some stupid shit like that, you know what I mean? There's a, I think it's sold for $50,000. I'm not sure on the number exactly. It was either $10,000 or $50,000. I'm not sure. And it was literally an empty acrylic box. It was an invisible art piece, and someone fucking bought it.
You imagine the art. I guarantee you they said that.
You imagine the art? Yeah,
you imagine it. That's
no.
why it's priceless. You imagine what's in there.
Yeah,
and
but
that's what's in there.
So why not just fucking, you know what I mean? Go and buy an acrylic box and be like, you know what? I didn't have to spend 50 fucking grand.
All right, what do we do next here?
I don't know. What do you want?
Let's do the butter Oh, no.
Yeah, well, fuck, you already said it, so.
All right. Are you putting the other one? Oh, yeah, you are putting the other ones to the side.
Yeah, what? Okay, so what are y'all rating that last one?
It's really good.
I would have preferred the taste of the first one than the second one, but I also think that they were both good. I'd give that one a 7, personally. I just think the taste and the high on the first one was really nice.
Yeah, it's probably 6.5, 7. Yeah, it's up there. It's definitely, it's just under the taste of that one, so that's why I say that's 7, 7.5, somewhere in that area. You know what I mean? I don't know. Once you get going through all these, it's honestly hard to remember what the fuck you say about any of them.
Yeah, and we didn't even remember to say anything about the second one, so I'm sure that'll happen.
Is this gonna get my cat super stoned?
Maybe. Contact high. Big beast.
I gave her catnip too, so she might be all jacked out for the rest of the day.
Man, join the party, right?
Yeah, I guess.
If you smoke it if you got it. You were smoking a pre-roll back there from our company. How'd that go for you? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I've had the Redican ones, and the Redican ones have the upgraded one, with the gold tips that are a little bit more, like higher percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of find them all the same. But yeah, I like those. They're good for incognito, quick smokes, clandestine smokes. If you just kind of go.
They have a
around the corner.
brand that has a different, like, higher percentage.
Redican does, yeah. They have one that's got, they're like almost, I don't think they're infused. There's this black thing the black pack like this, and then there's one with like a gold tips. And it's Redican.
And they're better than their...
They say they are. They have a higher percentage, but to be honest, man, I kind of...
Do they taste all right, or are they still like the...
No, they taste all right. They all have these little blotches on all the freaking, if you've noticed, they always have these little like, almost like damp spots on them, and they all have that, so I'm guessing that it's kind of all the same.
Indeed. Indeed. So we're going to try this, what was it again?
Butter gas?
Butter gas. Budder. Butter gas. You gonna survive, Dan?
Oh yeah, I'm just like I said, it's been a while since I hit this rig, and I've just been hitting my sublimator at home. Shout out sublimator.
Sublimators are dope.
Don't shout them out there. I'm paying us.
That's right. That's right. Actually, you got to bring the sponsorship dollars. Turn all your labels. Turn all your labels. Do you think that hitting any of this out of our Puffcos would make a big difference?
It's very possible. Everything's what you can imagine it to be.
It's like the art in the box. All right. Well, when you guys take over, and I'm gonna dab this.
Yeah.
Still dying.
Always dying. No, that second one was good. I agree with Zach. Probably more on the 7 scale. Zach, sorry, Colt.
I was like,
My
I didn't
bad.
say fuck off.
It's working though, as you can tell. Yeah, I rate that more on the 7 scale. Turbos weren't as good. Super nice product. Got me feeling good. Much more of a body high with this one. Like, I get the tingles in the arms. But, you know, you gotta turn it on, man. This is one setting. It's either on or it's off. It ain't no small flame. It's just big flame. I'm with Colt on this one. I like the hit behind the eyes. Like when you take a dab, if it hits you right in the back of the eyes instantly, that's how you know like you're smoking on some fire. Like, it's the best.
I'm trying to decide if I want to let my cat out. She's fucking
It's up to you. Do you want me to? I'm closer.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
Open it like 6-7 inches.
Okay, sounds good. One sec.
You come in and out. Please and thanks, man. I'm supposed to not.
And see, I'll wait. I'm curious to wait and see what you guys say about this one. I'm very curious. I wish we had another torch. I should have brought mine. Fuck. I was going to bring my torch, but I completely forgot it. Thank God I called Dan and told him to bring his, or we'd be fucked. Well, I would have just turned around and went and got mine, I guess. But I had already driven a pretty solid distance.
If you don't have a torch, can this still be, like, is that you can use it as a bong, or it's only for doing dabs?
Oh,
Like, if you
the-
absolutely had to, could you smoke weed out of it? Like herb?
From like the headpiece down, yeah.
But
But from the actual headpiece, not really. I
No.
mean, yeah, I guess you could. I guess you could put a butt in there and light it on fire and start hauling, and you'd probably get a hoot. It
Yeah,
would not
that's
be
apocalyptic
very ideal.
times. That would
Yeah.
be acceptable. But
It'd be not very ideal. Yeah, it'd be far from ideal. I'm kind of trying to check out your guys' setups. Yeah, no, all of our setups are pretty much the same. It'd be far from ideal.
Yeah.
But everything from like this piece right here, like everything from here down is the same. Dan's might be a little different. You might not necessarily want to smoke weed out of that, but you could.
What about the what did you call the other ones that you guys had? The volcano.
The
thing?
Puffco
Puffcos?
Peaks.
Yeah. So could you smoke herb lettuce out of that one?
Do
Is
they
there
make
an
it-
attachment?
I don't know. They might make adapters for that now, but as it sits currently, no.
Huh. You'd
I
think
mean-
they'd make them all kind of
Are
universal.
you trying to roll weed right now?
No, I was just
trying to put
that.
Yeah, because it's gonna stick to this. That's why I put it on the platter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, fuck yeah, that.
Yeah.
See, it's working.
Exactly. Yeah, because I seen it. When I picked it up, I was like, "Oh, that's getting stuck."
There's just gonna be a constant haze in here for like 3 days. You know that, right? Oh, it's gonna fucking.
It's vape. It's not smoke. It's not gonna just dissipate. It's just like
I didn't know that. I'll just leave the freaking the balcony open and let her air out.
Jokes.
It'll ventilate a little
Yeah,
bit.
but then someone's gonna get a sniff of it 3 blocks away, and Hansel and Gretel their way over here and fucking come in here and stab me in my sleep. Sorry, I just went to the extreme. That's not
That got very extreme.
Yeah,
All right,
fuck,
Dan,
well,
hit that
hey.
one. I want to see your guys'
Oh shit.
thoughts
That's
on that.
that one's like probably like a 6.5, only because it's got a little bit of like a plant taste to it.
I would have pretty much said the same thing. I would have rated that lower than I had rated any of the other ones, and I would have said that the plant taste comes through a little bit,
Yeah.
and not even in like necessarily not in a bad way, but not in a good way like the second one.
Yeah.
That's like the second one, just worse. The second one's just
second
better
one's
than that,
yeah.
and not worse necessarily in a bad way, like it was bad.
So what was this
Yes.
again? This is the not
This
like the
one's,
strain, but
I
like what consistency was this?
Butter.
Butter. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
This
got-
one is like the exact fucking same. It was just there was supposed to be like a differentiation in the taste. Holy fuck, eh?
They're schmacking.
Yeah, I'd agree. Definitely. Much less terps. Maybe even slightly harsher, but pretty good.
Look, man, we might run out of time before we can try all these dabs.
Probably for
We're
your
only here
average
for like an
smoker-
hour.
Yeah, for your average smoker, this is gonna be like still probably like their top of the line stuff. But for like guys that smoke all day long, you'd want something a little stronger probably.
Do you guys want to answer a few questions while you're doing this?
Yeah, let's do like some facts and would you rather's as we do this.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna run out of time definitely before we get all through all.
First of
12
all, I
these.
wanted to know how many different synonyms for weed you guys could come up with.
Holy fuck.
And that's how creative you guys could get. Like, you know what I mean? Reefer, just
Weed, grass, ganja, reefer,
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Sorry,
devil's
gas,
lettuce.
trees,
Yeah, I was gonna
bud,
say the
devil's
hash.
lettuce, hash.
what about electric lettuce?
I guess it was laced with Molly.
Fuck, that sounds dangerous.
There's probably a couple that people are like, what the fuck, that we're not thinking of right now. So
Yeah.
you don't understand how high we are
Chronic,
right now. Chronic, yeah.
Did you say gas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skunk,
Yeah.
Cheese,
cheese, yeah.
diesel,
Broccoli.
loud,
Loud, yeah. It's
Broccoli.
broccoli.
Street broccoli.
I'm sure there's more.
Oh, there's probably a million more. There's literally you call it anything and people would understand probably.
Yeah.
Mota.
Yeah.
Mota. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mota. Is there one like these you were looking at that we missed that was pretty specific?
No.
Oh,
That was
okay.
just a question that I had.
Oh, okay.
Man, I feel like I
Bubonic
have to
plague?
cough and I haven't even done one yet.
man.
I guess I see what you mean by how it's like it just stays in the air.
Yeah,
It's, like,
that's why the
stagnant.
hot box is the thing that kills you. It's not the dab.
I gotta freaking
It's the
maybe
fact
I'll
you're
just
sitting in it for 5 minutes. That's what kills
Maybe
you.
I'll just stay low to the ground for the next few days in here. Like pretend there's a fire in here and I can dodge the smoke and just stay a couple.
What else you got for us there, Zach?
Just I got a couple cannabis facts for the listeners and for you guys, I guess, if you wanted to hear them. Do you guys know that Bob Marley was buried with weed with him?
Sick.
did not know
Good
that.
way.
He was
Good way to
buried,
go down.
He was buried with his red Gibson guitar, a bud of cannabis, and a Bible open to the 23rd Psalm that reads, "The Lord is my shepherd; I lack nothing." It's pretty cool.
That's deep.
Yeah. As you guys know, there's no way to really overdose on cannabis. You could probably just die from things you do while you're on cannabis, but I don't think that ever happens.
No, you can overdose. It just would take such ridiculous amounts that it's pretty much impossible.
To consume.
You would die from smoke inhalation or any other things before you can get to that point. So
Oh.
it's possible. It's not possible, but it's theoretically possible. So
I
I
think
heard
when
if
people
you like did your body weight or some shit. I don't know. I think that's just a wives' tale.
Yeah.
No, I think the only way you can die from cannabis is from the anxiety that you would get from it doing some dumb shit.
Yeah. Having like a panic attack and fucking jumping into traffic or something.
Yeah, just like running. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking bus.
What else you got for us?
Oh yeah, I still have some more quick little cannabis facts. Beast. Shh. Sorry, I lost my spot there.
She's like, don't get me high and then tell me to shit.
See, he lost
motherfucker."
his spot. He's fucked.
Yeah, exactly. high.
No, I'm really not. I haven't even done one. Apparently, cannabis goes back at least 12,000 years.
At least.
Yeah, it's one of the
It's
old
got
mankind's.
older than that.
Well, it just says it's one of mankind's oldest crops. They can trace it back at least 12,000 years, which is pretty cool.
Ooh, I've got a
People always-
question.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean
No,
to cut you
go
off.
for it.
What would be your favorite land race to smoke? I
What?
don't know what that means, but yo. So the
Sounds like a him
the
question.
OG cannabis strains, the non-hybrids, the true cannabis.
Oh, like MK Ultra and stuff like that.
That's definitely not. That's definitely not. No, like nature's cannabis. So the cannabis that you're talking about, the 12,000-year-old cannabis, the one that just grew up wild without ever having been crossbred with anything else. So that's very few strains in the world.
I wouldn't
have
even
that.
know. You'd have to let me know what they were.
It's more of a question for him, but
Yeah, that's what I said.
any viewers who knows what a land race is, comment your favorite land race.
It sounds kind of racist, to be honest.
Land race. I'd say like a Hindu, probably.
Hindu Kush, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I probably want an Afghan Kush.
That's like those were like the two that I was like, like
Yeah, but I mean, hell, Aryan and the guys at Strain Hunters are still finding land races to this day, or trying to find them and use them. And shout out to those guys. They've got the genetic bank for cannabis that's unmatched by anybody, pretty much. If you want the OG strains, they've got it all. They've went to the places and found it in the wild and took that shit. So
see, and the other thing too is like just because you have a strain that was grown somewhere, like grown in the east or the west, they are still gonna have different traits just because of
the climate, you can't
Yeah, the
replicate
climate. There's
the
no-
environment. Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to avoid that at all. You can do as much as you want in a room. You can put as many humidifiers, whatever, to try and match that. Your climate, your pressures, everything is different.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
Damn, they're still pretty close though. Pretty damn good.
that's the best. Like, yeah, man. Like nobody's got that database, man. They have so many land races and stuff like that. It's crazy. And I mean, the World Seed Bank that's in Iceland or Greenland or something.
Yeah,
It's like a huge
somewhere,
vault
yeah.
somewhere in the Arctic that stores the world like a couple million seeds or billion even of different things. It's so the pretty much they have the same thing in the Netherlands, Arjan and them, for cannabis. They got the wild shit. Got full-on laboratories over there. Shout out
It's in Norway.
Norway.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, up in the cold. How many seeds are in there?
Oh, it says over. Well, it says there's as many as 1,700 versions in a vault called gene banks, but I'm guessing that it says that there's duplicates of 1,165,041 seed varieties from almost every country in the world, with room for millions more.
Pretty much 1.2 million different kinds of seeds and multiple of them. Ridiculous.
I don't think that's the weed one. That's the
No. That's the world.
seed
That's
bank.
yeah.
That's the
That's just the
world
world one. No, trust me. Nah, for weed that'd be crazy. Nobody could gather 1.2 million different kinds of weed.
What else you got for us there, Zachariah?
Apparently, according to Civilized Life, USA grows the most weed in the world. They're the biggest grower. Behind them are Morocco, Afghanistan, Mexico, and then Colombia.
Fire.
Did you get anything there that surprises you guys?
Not Canada. That's what surprises me.
Yeah. Well,
That Canada's not in there.
Well, because we don't have massive wild fields everywhere like they do in those countries.
Fair
That's
enough.
just like
Yeah,
people be
there's
growing that as a crop all over
unregulated
all the
fucking-
hillsides and shit.
Unregulated crops grown by armies.
Yeah. Man? I can't think of it. The Colombian strain that everyone knows, something gold, isn't it?
The Acapulco Gold.
Yeah, Acapulco Gold. Fire.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Fire.
It's hard to find like the natural strains like that anymore, like the old.
It's so man. That's the reason there's pre 98 Bubba and then like
Yeah.
like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like that's cool that there's a variety of stuff like that. But man, it's changed so much. I met someone real cool out in Amsterdam when I was there for the cup, called Steve Hayes. Him and his homie are the originators of like the Hayes strain series out in Amsterdam. They grew those in a basement of a castle essentially. Shout out to those guys, Steve
So like
Hayes.
all that, like Purple Haze, fucking blah blah blah.
Well, they started the haze with like, what was it?
Super lemon,
Super silver haze, I think it was.
some shit like that.
Yeah, and the super lemon haze. Like, there's so many hazes nowadays, but like the OG, like, man, I seen pictures of this guy in this castle with like blackboards with the whole genetic, like, and like traced out and stuff like that. Like, it's
That's
and like they're old, like.
Yeah,
So-
Dan likes to watch like the Strain Hunters and shit.
Nah, bro. Like, I met this guy. I smoked with this guy. This all. You know how this guy smokes? All this guy does is he smokes hash, man. That guy. That's all he smokes. He just walks around. He has like a nice big Gandalf pipe type thing, and he just has a little torch and he just roasts hash everywhere, bro. Goes to
That's
coffee
sick.
shops all day. Has been in Amsterdam for 25 years now, and he's just love him,
Smokes
man.
hash in his Gandalf pipe.
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah. Like, he's
That
been full time
wizard
in
level.
Amsterdam for 25 years. He used to be in Amsterdam way back in the day. Like, when he was doing that, like, that was like back in, I think, the 70s or something like that.
Sick.
Yeah, the haze stuff.
What else you got for us there?
Would you rather be the ugliest person in the world or smell the worst?
Damn.
Yeah, that's a pretty,
Damn.
Well, by ugly, does that mean like deformations
Okay,
and
hold up. Can I
disfigurations
do
and stuff like
something
that?
about
or
the
does
smell?
it-
no. These are things that are just biologically.
just no matter how much you tomato juice your stank, it's fucking there.
Something inside you is not right.
Okay, so
Some inside you
I gotta pick ugly then, because at least then people can still be around me. I can put
Yeah,
a
I'd
bag
pick
over my head
ugly
or something.
Yeah,
if,
100%
you know,
I was just gonna say,
smell.
I'd
You
pick
know, nobody
ugly,
wants to be
too.
in the room when you're the like.
Yeah,
No.
I could look like I got hit in the face with a frying pan real easy. So
Hey, yo, you could. There's a chance you could at least find someone who genuinely will love you for your personality. There is no one who's
Truth.
gonna overcome the worst fucking smell in the world. For
That's
anybody.
true. Unless you find the one or two people that have no smelling abilities.
no, no. Mm-mm.
But then, like
That's
you
the
even said,
problem.
you
The
could at least
smell
be
can
around
the smell can
people.
honestly get so bad you can taste it.
Oh, probably. yeah,
Right? Like there's so yeah, you're like you know what I mean?
yeah. We've paved a few times at waste management this year in the composting areas, and I know exactly what you mean.
See, there you go. There you go.
That's the worst, man.
In,
even being
Step
downwind from
Brothers
that.
or whatever
Ooh.
when they fart in the interviews. Seth Rogen. I think I can taste that.
No.
Onions and ketchup.
Full on Steve-O with Wee Man or whatever, right? Like, they put Steve-O in an astronaut suit or something, or a fishbowl, right?
Yeah, and Preston-
Oh,
like,
Preston was
Steve
Preston. It
First
wasn't
One,
Wee
that-
Man.
Yeah, that was gross.
Bro. Ah.
Those
Yeah.
guys, fuck. There's no way. Nope.
Yeah,
I'm
but
out.
like one of you had even said in the explanation, even if you did find one person that couldn't smell, you'd have zero friends. None of their friends would ever want to do anything with you. You could never double date. You could never go anywhere and do anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
see,
that.
with like, if you're ugly, you just be like, yeah, you fell into like a fucking mulcher.
Yeah,
Right,
ugly.
like, that's-
ugly.
he had
I
a-
mean, it's probably against the rules of like the would you rather or whatever. But ugly, you could get plastic surgery. You know what I mean? The smell, they're never coming back from that. There's no.
Oh, well, yeah, there's like, you know, you just clip a mask on or some shit, be Phantom of the Opera.
right. Become a DJ that never shows their face.
Or Murphy Lee.
Murphy Lee, the
The
rapper.
lunatic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the fucking.
Used to
Was
have
he the one that wore that?
I think
shit?
so, yeah.
Oh, who's the rapper that wears a mask?
MF Doom, he's dead. though.
MF Doom. Yeah. You never saw his face. Yeah. You never had. You had no idea who he actually was. In
He's
real
sick,
life.
man. He's a good rapper.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather spend your day doing hard manual labor or sit in front of a computer screen all day?
Hard manual labor.
Me too.
Hands down.
I already do that, so.
I can't sit on my fucking. Sitting here's killing me. I'm all like, want to get some shit done. That hard ADHD, fuck me.
I don't mind doing either, but my honest answer is computer work, because that's the route to the money.
Not
I
necessarily.
don't mind.
Not necessarily.
doing
Not in
either.
this province.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Yeah, but
I don't know, man. I can't sit in a computer chair and stare at a screen. It fucking drives me absolutely
I've
insane.
done
See,
it before and I don't want
So have I, and I quit fucking 3 days later.
The thing I like about the computer stuff is you get a better understanding of things. I like having a full understanding of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how it helps function in the system.
I guess it also
And-
depends on what type of hard manual labor you're doing. Sorry to cut you off.
No, no worries,
But
bro.
I guess it matters what type of hard. Like if you're fucking shoveling shit all day, probably not really going to be interested in that. But if you're doing like. I don't
well,
know.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you could preface it with manual labor that you don't mind doing, a career that you've chosen to do. We'll
Fair
say
enough.
that. Like how you clearly you don't mind paving. You've
No.
been a paver for multiple seasons now.
8 years, yep.
There you go. Would you pave? Would you ever go to paving?
I've done concrete and stuff before. Like, I'd prefer not to be there, but
I prefer not to, but I'll go.
But no, I'd prefer not to be there, but I'd prefer to be there over sitting in front of a computer screen.
Yeah, if you got paid the same amount of money to just whatever, blah blah blah, computer, or be a concrete guy. I guess.
Yeah, to finish or whatever. Yeah, I'd rather finish than.
Yeah, I'd rather be in front of a computer screen than doing concrete.
No,
I've done
I wouldn't. I
concrete
just-
a
Yeah,
couple
concrete
times.
sucks.
Fuck
I hate
concrete.
it.
Oh, it does suck. Absolutely, I'm not going to disagree. But I can't sit in front of a computer screen. Like I said, I did it for 3 days, and I just sitting there absolutely just tore my mind apart.
Yeah,
I couldn't
fair
do
enough.
it. Yeah, it's not for me.
Fair enough.
Paperwork at work absolutely drives me insane. I'm glad I have people that I can pass that off now to that like to do it. That fight over it at this point.
Yeah, at some point people are fighting over them. Like, yeah, you guys can take all that paperwork.
Yeah, fucking have it. Make my job easier. Thank you.
Colt and I are going to get high. Well, yeah, we definitely didn't get through 12. Did you guys all do that last one, or Dan, do you still have that last
No,
one?
you still
to
got
do?
that
I
one.
didn't even know there was one in there.
Oh,
I was looking at them.
did
I
it
was
melt?
like, oh.
No.
Yeah,
I just
melted
didn't
down a
see
little
it.
bit.
My bad.
Should I try
My
one
bad.
before we're
Yeah,
done?
you should try one right before the podcast ends.
Well, fuck. Why don't we just do like a master one, and we'll mix like the last 6 together?
Holy fuck! I probably won't do that.
I mean, I'm down to go to the loony bin with you, but I don't think Zach's down. to go to the loony bin
Last 6 or
with you.
so. Fucking nice send off.
We have 5 minutes left of recording.
Wall Wolfrock, we're
well,
getting her.
we got 5 to 10. I just want to be on the safe side.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll get his in. Do you want, will Puff go for him or?
No, he wants to try doing a dab rig. That's what he's
Okay,
never
so
done
we'll hit
before.
that, and then I'll load up.
Which
all
dab
these
rig
rest-
should we give him, do you think? Is probably the smoothest. Probably yours,
I'm a
'cause
very
it's got that
hygienic
extra
person.
percolator, right? Or do you guys think it even matters? We're going to give him a little one anyway, right?
Yeah, I don't really think it would matter which one.
Okay, well, is there like a specific type of weed you like a gas or a
I like
lemon?
that one that you guys did that smelled like actual weed. That
Number
was-
2.
Okay, this one was really nice and smooth.
But at this end, I'm not going to be picky because I have no scale to base it
if
off.
you like the smell of it.
This one
Number 2 it is.
didn't have bad terps either, but nothing like exotic. But like, I don't mind this one at all.
That
This
one
was
tickled
nice.
my nose a little bit, the last one.
I'm kind of nervous.
Nervous?
I
Like
feel like I'm
before-
doing acid for the first time.
Yeah, I was like
that
before you do
feeling.
actual drugs. A little bit of anxiety. You'll be all right. You might cough a little bit. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
If you don't cough, you didn't take a dab. Especially not on the first time, you gotta be coughing.
Yeah, like,
Gotta be
you're going
dying.
to cough. It's like if you were a skateboarder and I was starting skateboarding, you're gonna look at me and be like, "Okay, you're going to fall. Yeah. Like get that out of your head right now. You are going to fall. You're going to cough."
I'm sure I'll cough because if I cough off fucking joints, then this is probably harsher. And my ex would always make me hit her bong, and that always made me cough like a mother. So
Yeah, then you're probably gonna cough. That's one reason that Nico doesn't like dabbing and hitting bongs and stuff because he fucking coughs a lot.
Yeah.
Dan just coughs to get off. He doesn't give a fuck.
I cough all day, every day. Abuse my lungs all the time.
All right.
Stop lung abuse, but I'm
All right,
the worst.
Dan, you got to fill some space for a moment here.
Sorry, what?
You got to fill some space for a moment here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. Check, Mike. 1 2 1 2.
Start freestyling. I finally got a chance. Start spitting a verse.
I wish. If I had that talent, man, I'd be like that crackhead out in the alley last time I was here.
which one? I probably there's
The
a
one that
few
was recording a video of himself rapping.
Oh yeah, I don't think he was a crackhead. I think he was probably trying to record some.
Nah,
shit
bro, that
for-
guy was homeless. When me, Fred, Nico were out there, like that guy was homeless.
I
dog.
guess you guys got a closer look at him.
Yeah.
Than I did.
Oh, maybe he ran away from home. Who knows? I don't know. But that man had a bicycle and a lot of stuff with him.
Yeah, just inhale, bro. Whatever you want.
That's not hot enough,
I might
Fred.
not have got you all the way hot.
Nah,
enough,
it's
yeah.
not hot enough. Hang on. You're not even taking a hoot, essentially. Oh man, he's trying to kill me.
it's gonna be a bigger one because there's gonna be 6 in there.
I understand that. So I'm saying I know that's
Oh,
not even
there
close
you
to all
go.
6 of them in there. I haven't eaten yet today. I'm gonna be dying. Oh, there we go. He actually took a dab. I seen it come out. I love seeing someone else die. I don't feel so bad about me dying. Yeah.
Well, Zach, once you've
My lung, my-
once
My
you get
lungs
the,
are the
once you get
worst.
the devil out of you, let us know how you feel about that.
I was compared taking the dab to like turning your lungs from grapes to raisins, you know, and just
Yeah, pretty much, that's a good analogy, man. Yeah.
From grapes to raisins, from plums to prunes.
yeah, exactly. Just a little bit dehydrated and shrunken. Lung can't breathe, can't do nothing. Feels like everything is fire.
I
Everything's
feel
on
like I
fire.
came out of here the best for wear. I mean, Colt's actually been doing all right too.
That was
He hasn't died
I'm
really
just,
yet.
I
No, I
just
died once, and that was just because that fucking.
rig hoods kill me. There's nothing I can do about that, but I don't give up.
So,
It tasted good. Once I get past that freaking coughing, I feel like it would be something worthwhile.
yeah, you can definitely get used to that and overcome that. Yep.
Yeah, you're out of frame a little bit, Fred.
Especially in the beginning.
Showing everybody my terrible.
You take one dab and you'll be all good. So you know you only gotta cough once a day, and then you know.
We'll see about in 20 minutes. I don't know how long it lasts, but might have to. You just have a snack.
Yes, and then we're gonna wait by Canada guidelines for 6 to 8 hours before.
Yeah,
course.
Driving
operating
anywhere.
motor vehicles.
Absolutely.
Most certainly.
I'm not going anywhere.
Zach's gonna cook us a big feast. 6
Yeah.
hours. It's gonna be a turkey or something.
Big
You know, it's gonna
tomahawk
take a while.
steak or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit here and play those 6 hours of video games we talked about earlier.
Nice.
Watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy or something.
Oh, that's the question I wanted to ask you. Would you shut up? That's great. Okay.
Oh shit, they're calling you out. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
You don't like Lord of the Rings either?
No.
I forgot that you were a Lord of the Rings fan. I thought he was just making. I just thought he was just
Okay,
saying something
let-
that's 6 hours long.
Let me ask you a question, and it's closer to 9 hours. Okay?
Hey, 6 to 8 hours. Okay.
If you're gonna insult me, do it correctly.
Wait, so you got the extended director's cuts and stuff like that?
I don't own them. No.
No, I think they're all like 2.5 hours. So
Two-
I think it's like 8 something. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and
Or,
then-
like close to 8.
But if you do have I have the extended cut of all the Star Wars movies. Well, the original 6, but I'm not wasting my time.
How long is that? Like 20 hours probably or
I
something?
haven't watched them all.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I had a question for you guys though. I guess I already think I know your answer, but if you had to choose between the Matrix universe or the Lord of the Rings universe, obviously you guys are gonna choose the Matrix one. Now knowing that you guys don't like Lord of the Rings
Which one
at
and
all.
what one?
Nah, 100% choose Lord of the Rings.
You
Don't-
would?
I don't hate on Lord of the Rings. It's just funny.
Or which one?
Or the Matrix?
Yeah, fuck the Matrix, bro. Like I don't want to live in a simulation. I mean, we probably
We
do,
already
but
do,
like,
man.
but like that's a different one. That's a little bit more fucked up. I'd rather
Yeah,
live in this
Lord
one.
of the Rings kind of, or the Matrix kind of fucked up. Like it's
Yeah.
like the agent's coming for me,
Right?
and I gotta like.
Well,
strap
you're not
him all-
Neo.
Okay, hold up. Am I
Whoa,
my
whoa.
size? Am I my size in Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
So I can just like punch some hobbits.
Yeah, but
How
they're
tall
dwarves.
is
Don't
a
forget about
hobbit?
the
Why
dwarves.
human?
Hey, leave the hobbits alone. They're on our side. You can punch some orcs or Uruk-hai if you want.
The Lord of the Rings video games, the Shadow of Mordor one was lit.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know if
game
any of
is
you guys
sick.
played
Yeah, I
that.
I did play that.
That was lit.
Lord of the Rings was good for its age, man. Like those movies were next level back in the early 2000s, dog. Like there's no.
I was recently contemplating watching the Harry Potter series. Just 'cause
Oh,
I
dude,
haven't
you've
watched
never
it.
seen it?
What?
I think I've seen the first one because we went.
Have you at least
Yeah,
read
I
the
fucked
books?
with Harry Potter.
Remember junior high? They took
I
us all
can-
to the Philosopher's Stone
Yeah.
in grade 7.
I don't know. Don't
Have
know if
you
they're all
ever read
online.
the whole book series?
No,
Oh, yeah.
Fred is not.
Fred.
Read them.
I read the whole series and then I watched the movies. It was
Yeah.
fun.
I
Exactly.
actually have
I
a
also
solid
like
book
the series
collection.
of books.
Nice,
I could lend you them.
buddy. I think I read the first two
I have
books
like
in
just as
German,
many
bro.
books as you
No,
do,
I'm
to be
talking
honest
about
with you.
the
No,
Harry
I know, I
Potter.
see them sitting there, but like I do actually have a decent amount of books, and I haven't read all of them, but I have read quite a few of them. I've just never read the Harry Potter series.
I think
So
the
you've
first
never
two I
read
read
or-
in German. I think
You've
'cause I was
never
reading
read
in
or
Germany.
seen it.
No, I've seen the first.
You
I've seen
gotta
the
watch
first
'em.
one for sure. What's the title of the second one again?
Chamber of Secrets.
Chamber of Secrets. Yeah.
I may have seen that one.
Okay,
I think it's worth watching all of them.
one
They're
of
very,
them, what's with the Philosopher's Stone and the Sorcerer's Stone?
so those were just released.
They were like
in different
North America
regions.
and Europe,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Different
that's
regions,
yeah.
yeah.
And then it was Chamber of Secrets.
But the books were identical. Like the content of those two
Yeah.
books were completely identical.
Yeah, they just changed the one name, right, or the one word.
Yeah.
Should we sign off before we do this fat dab, or what?
I think we have a few minutes left, but we're pushing
Few
it.
minutes of us dying.
You can sign off right now, do it, and then after, if I have to cut it, we can cut it. You know what I mean? Or you can just wait.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
we're good to go.
thanks for joining us on another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week and learning about some cannabis culture while you were here and watching us all get super duper high. And hopefully you learned a thing or two. And if the video is still running, you can watch us get super, super duper duper high here. Peace.
Fuck, I'm out.
Apparently, the Trailer Park Boys were in at Sherlock's pub.
All right, let's talk about that.
Apparently, they were at Sherlock's pub the other day. My ex works there, and she sent me a Snapchat.
Yeah, they were here for the expo.
And then you're telling me that this fucker probably seen your shit. Did you post it anywhere?
No, I didn't see them. I got someone.
No,
sent
yeah,
it-
but then you didn't post it.
No.
Okay, well I blame you that I didn't find out because if you would have posted it, he would have posted it probably,
Why, are
and
you
then
big?
I would have
Are
found
you guys
out.
big fans?
I am, yeah. I'm not like.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys, but like, yeah.
I've only seen a couple episodes.
I went to their
be
shows
honest.
when
Bruh.
Leahy and Randy were here. Like,
Yeah, I've seen
R.I.P.
that.
Leahy. They were at the Nest at Nate, and I went there, had a dirty burger. Fucking Leahy stuck a plunger to his head.
Fucking- That's hilarious. I don't get the reference, but that's hilarious.
Man, you gotta
don't
watch
get
that show.
dirty
You can't
burger?
tell
Wow,
me you're
yeah.
Canadian, Zach,
No, no.
without having
I know
seen
a
that
couple.
show.
I know like what you're looking at, McGutfer,
Oh fuck, Phil Collins, R.I.P.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
and like what is it,
Dirty
Shithawks?
burger.
Shithawks, yeah.
Yeah, and Worst Case Ontario.
Worst case in Ontario.
Yeah, I know a couple things. Just
Water
from
under the
past-
fridge.
I never heard that one. But that's hilarious.
Water under the fridge. It's all water under the fridge.
That's good, man.
Doesn't take rocket appliances to know.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
It's the jalapeno.
I'll
Jalapeno.
finish the rest of that after. Yeah, that was a good one. My throat's actually sore after that one. All of that together tasted like a citrusy forest, a very greeny, citrusy, collective taste. I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10. Billy Bob? Varsity Blues? Anybody? Colt knows.
Probably just fucking smell that.
Do you think so?
Maybe.
Your whole building is gonna be
A 10.
elevated.
A fucking 10. None of you guys get that reference?
From where?
Varsity Blues?
See, I never watched that show.
I don't know.
It's a movie.
It's a movie?
Unless they made a
I've seen
TV
the
show
movie.
off the movie. The movie's
I've
back
seen the
in the
movie,
day.
but I don't recall. I was probably fucking high.
When they go, it's about a high school football team, and they go to blow off a little steam, but they're from like a small town in Texas, so they can like get into the bars and the strip clubs and shit because they're the high school football team.
Yeah.
So they go to the strip club and the people let them in or whatever, and then earlier in the movie they dropped a little Easter egg. Oh, that teacher, she has a real nice car. How does she afford that on a teacher's salary? Later, you see a girl at the strip club pull out a nice big old titties. Who is it? Their high school teacher stripping at the strip club. And then after she finishes her routine, she's sitting down at the table getting a drink with them. And the big fat linesman guy, Billy Bob, the big lineman, who's got a pet pig, says, I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10. And that's just an epic quote. Give it a 10. How'd that taste?
I'm glad it was fresh bong water.
Oh, you inhaled some bong water?
A little bit, yeah. Not so bad. It's fresh though. A little citrusy. It's actually really good. For being a blend of like 6 things, that's
It was
not
kind
bad.
of nice, right?
That was it was actually like a top tier fucking. That was like an 8, 8.5, 9.
Yeah.
For being like a blend of 6, 7 things, we're good.
We're done?